how can we talk to a therapist and actually get the best advice? How can we be the best style patient for you to help?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think the first step is just taking a deep breath and being brave, and I brave. And so just saying like, this is where do I want to go in my life? And I think part of it and part of what helped me shift my own life is the recognition that life is short. So we don't have
Mm.
a whole lot of time to dilly dally, not to be like morose, but it's just a reality. And how do I want to live my life? And if there's this recognition that like whatever it is that I'm dealing with is infringing in my life, it's taking a deep breath and being brave. And then it's being honest and authentic. And that was where I was going to go before too, like with the self-compassion piece. So an interesting piece of self-compassion is being really, really like allowing yourself to be really honest with what you're experiencing with yourself. So taking like just looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, gosh, I'm really struggling with rage at home. I'm yelling a lot at my kids or and not in this judging way, but in this very honest, real way. This is and now I can go seek help and I can be honest with the person that I'm seeking help with, knowing, and this is intuitive, but sometimes it's just helpful to hear it from a therapist that this is speaking to a therapist. This is what we do. This is if you're working with the right therapist, you won't feel judged. You won't feel, like, and it's all confidential, of course. And if you do feel judged or are worried about disclosing certain information, that's a piece of authenticity too. Saying that, say like, this is hard for me to speak about, or I'm worried that you're judging me. And that can be such rich information in a therapy session, like to explore that.
Because that's what I love about your social media is that every post has a kind of, it's just you start reading it and go, oh yeah, that's a good thought, and then you start applying it to your life and going, whoa, and then you could, it's like the layers of the onion. You can start peeling back and going,
Mhm.
oh, maybe that's what that emotion's from. Maybe that's why I do that because of that. And it's very well done. Like I love your social media, and it's a great place for people to start who are maybe afraid of going and speaking to a therapist.
Mhm.
But I love how you're a fan of like self compassion and
Mhm.
I read somewhere that somebody said treat yourself like it was somebody you loved, like you wouldn't do it to a
Yeah.
partner.
Right.
So why would you speak to yourself like that? How do
Right.
we regulate how we speak to ourselves?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I actually just had a post on that like probably this week or recently that, that idea if we have trouble accessing self-compassion,
Mm.
not meeting that with judgment. It's just note, oh note, okay, this self-compassion is hard for me. Maybe if I'm in therapy, I can get curious with my therapist about why that this is hard, where that comes from, why it's hard for me to be compassionate. But that's a very good concrete strategy. Well, if I have a hard time with self-compassion, let me just access compassion for someone else. How would I relate to this if my spouse or my child or a good friend came to me and told me the same things that I'm going through that I'm telling myself, what would I tell them? What would I tell them? And then we just direct it towards ourselves.
It's time for a quick break. There are millions of potential products to buy, so how do you know which ones are worth your hard-earned money? Simple. You go to nextlevelguy.com/affiliates and explore those that will transform and improve your life. You'll find deals, listener exclusives, and special offers with some great companies. Recommendations are 100% honest and only on items Ian has tried or believes in. The companies showcased will make you a better man in all areas of your life. Simply go to nextlevelguy.com/affiliates and level up.
Because I can remember sitting there and people would be saying things like, about themselves and be like, what? You're nothing like that. Oh, you're great at that. And they'd be like, no,
Mhm.
I'm hopeless and crap.